Get ready, sci-fi fans, because Dune is back and better than ever. From new cast arrivals to predictions based on the books, we have everything fans need to know about Dune 2. With the release of Dune 2 just around the corner, there's no better time to dive into the world of Arrakis and all its complexities. That's right, folks, after months of filming in Hungary and the UAE, the highly anticipated sequel to Dune is officially in post-production and set to release in the fall of 2023. Now, if you're like us, you've been obsessing over the latest Dune movie adaptation. But if you're feeling a little lost and confused by the ending, don't worry, you're not alone. Turns out, the 2021 film is actually just Dune Part 1. That's right, we're only halfway through the epic sci-fi adventure. But have no fear, a sequel is confirmed and we're here to give you the juicy details on what to expect. So let's talk about that ending. Just when things were getting good, Dune Part 1 left us hanging with an abrupt conclusion. And oh my spices! Our boy Paul, played beautifully by Timothée Chalamet, has been having some pretty wild visions of himself in the desert.
Having dreams about a girl on Arrakis. I don't know what it means.
Meeting a mysterious and stunning stranger played by none other than Zendaya. We were left on the edge of our seats as Paul and his mom, Lady Jessica, escaped into the unknown. With so many questions left unanswered. But fear not, my spice-loving friends, because we finally have confirmation that Dune Part 2 is coming to complete the story. And can we just take a moment to appreciate how risky it was for the filmmakers to only adapt the first half of Frank Herbert's classic novel with no guarantee of a sequel? But their gamble paid off, because Dune Part 1 was a hit, and the biggest Warner Bros. Hit during the pandemic era. So we're getting the conclusion we all deserve. Director Denis Villeneuve, who brought us the incredible Arrival and Blade Runner 2049, has been teasing us with details about Dune Part 2.
This is an extermination. They're picking my family off one by one.
According to Villeneuve, the movie will be more challenging than the first. But the good news is that the crew is back and they know what to do. Villeneuve also acknowledged the challenges of adapting a beloved book into a movie. He said, when you adapt books, you have to make bold choices in order for the things to come to life. And I think that was the best way to introduce this world to a wide audience. But fear not, fellow Dune fans, because Villeneuve is ready to go deeper into some of the details in the second movie. And he wants to have more flexibility to explore the world of Dune even further. So what can we expect from Dune Part 2? Villeneuve didn't give us too many details. But we can expect more of the same breathtaking visuals, stunning action sequences, and an even deeper dive into the complex world of Arrakis.
I can see it.
Oh man. I saw my death.
Plus, with a cast that includes the talented Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya, we know we're in for a treat. It's exciting to see Villeneuve revisiting a universe he's already familiar with. We know he has a great team behind him and they know what they're doing. With more flexibility to explore the details, we can only imagine what kind of epic adventure Dune Part 2 will be. We'll finally get to see what happens to Paul and his new flame, along with the rest of the fascinating characters we've grown to love. And if you thought the first half was epic, just wait until you see what's in store for Dune Part 2, which is set to drop in October 2023. And oh boy, folks, you better grab your still suits because the continuing journey of Paul Atreides is going to be a wild one. In Dune Part 2, we could very well see Paul, played by the ever-watchable Timothée Chalamet,
Seven over here, seven over there!
united with his love Chani and the fierce Fremen as they sought revenge against those who destroyed his family. But that's not all, folks. Paul could be faced with a choice between the love of his life and the fate of the entire universe, as he works to prevent a terrible future that only he can predict. Talk about pressure, right? As the stakes get higher and the sandstorms get stronger, we'll be on the edge of our seats as we watch Paul navigate this impossible decision. Will he choose love or duty? And can he really prevent this terrible future from coming to pass? And it looks like the stars of Dune Part 2 are just as excited as fans for the upcoming blockbuster. Zendaya, who plays Chani in the movie, took to Instagram to share a behind-the-scenes glimpse of the film. The actress posted a stunning photo of the sunset in the desert, along with a caption letting fans know she's been working hard on the movie. She's also teased that her character will have a more significant role in the upcoming sequel, as she grows closer to Paul Atreides, played by Timothée Chalamet. With such dedicated actors and a talented director like Denis Villeneuve, Dune Part 2 is sure to be an epic sci-fi adventure that fans won't want to miss. As for us book lovers, we know that there's still a lot more to come in Dune Part 2. We're talking major revelations, my spice heads. Is Paul really the messiah of Dune? And what in the name of Shai-Hulud is the deal with those haunting visions of him with those mesmerizing blue eyes? But that's just the tip of the sandworm iceberg, folks. We've still got to see if Paul returns to his beautiful rain-soaked home planet of Caladan, and if he finally defeats the dastardly Baron Harkonnen. And let's not forget about the diabolical Emperor who set this whole death and destruction in motion. Will he finally face justice for his nefarious deeds? There are so many questions and we need answers. Luckily, we won't have to wait for too much longer to find out. Filming for Dune Part 2 wrapped in December 2022, and the movie is currently in post-production. That means we're getting closer and closer to the fall 2023 release date. And we couldn't be more excited. And did we mention that the movie is going to be a theatrical exclusive? That's right, no Venice Film Festivals this time. You'll have to get your popcorn ready and head to the cinema to experience this epic adventure. Now, we all know that Frank Herbert's original Dune novel is complex. With elements of philosophy, religion, technology, and more, any adaptation has to do some serious world building to make it all work on screen. Luckily, director Denis Villeneuve knows what he's doing. By splitting the story into 2 movies, he's given himself the time and space to create a faithful recreation of this sci-fi masterpiece. But what about the new cast members? Florence Pugh, Christopher Walken, Austin Butler, and Léa Seydoux are all joining the Dune universe in Part 2. With such a rich and beloved source material, these actors have a lot to live up to. But if the success of the first Dune is anything to go by, we think they'll do just fine.
Ladies, there is no call we do not answer. There is no faith that we betray.
One thing we're especially excited for is Austin Butler's portrayal of Feyd-Rautha Harkonnen. After his Oscar-nominated performance in Elvis, we can't wait to see what he does with this iconic villain. And according to Butler himself, Feyd-Rautha will be a hero in their own eyes.
Said I'd set her free. That you could join her. So join her.
That's some serious nuance for a bad guy, and we're here for it. So there you have it, folks. Dune Part 2 is on its way, and it's shaping up to be just as epic as the first movie. With a talented cast, a masterful director, and a rich source material to draw from, we can't wait to see what's in store. And who knows, if all goes well, we might just get a Part 3 one day.